Hey, I'm Al Korelin. Thanks very much for joining me. The team is up in Vancouver, British Columbia right now. We're shooting videos today with some of our corporate sponsors, with the presidents, etc., of our corporate sponsor companies. And the fellow I'm chatting with right now is really an interesting guy, and he's turned into an old friend. I've known him for about 25 years, Del Steiner. Del is the president of a company called Premium Exploration. They are concentrating exclusively right now, if I'm not mistaken, in Idaho. You brought some other technical people on staff, and things are just going great. Let's start out with a brief overview.
Yeah, that's correct. We are working exclusively in Idaho. That project is growing rapidly. We're chasing a multi-million ounce target there that has not disappointed us to this point in time with any exploration we've done. Every program has increased ounces, and we expect that to continue for as much as over the next couple of years. We currently have a drill program going on that we think will advance the number of ounces that are currently there, looking to get over 1 million pretty rapidly. So
what are we at right now?
550,000 ounces is about where we're at.
And that's 43101 compliant?
It's 43101 compliant, but I have to put a caveat on that. We're currently updating that 43101 because it comes out of 2008. So that will be updated in the next week.
Fantastic. You know, it's interesting, but when I first visited the property, and I hate to date myself like this, but we're going back to what, about 1986 or thereabouts?
I believe that's correct. We were drilling in 1986, and I think that was your first pass through there. You were doing some work for us back then. That is quite a while ago, wasn't it?
Well, I was just a kid. I was a high school intern at the time. You know, the thing that I find interesting about the environment in Idaho in terms of the business environment for mining companies is it is incredibly positive. And I don't know if you knew this or not, this is a bit off the subject, but the state of Idaho has had legislation introduced where they're talking about taking your products, silver and gold, and allowing those products to be used to settle taxation debts, etc. Or taxation obligations, I guess is a better way to put it. Point being, you couldn't be in a better spot. So what are you guys going to be doing there over the next, let's say, 1 to 3 years?
As it stands now, we are going to increase ounces as rapidly as possible on our Pet Site Friday project. Mm-hmm. The interesting thing is that that project occupies 4% of the existing shear zone that we're currently finding to be mineralized virtually over the entire 28-kilometer strike.
Wow,
so.
Yeah.
Of course, that it won't all be of a grade that we can mine, mm-hmm. but we think there will be occurrences along the strike of the shear zone that will be second, third, and possibly fourth mines. So this is a long-term project that has a lot of potential. We brought Will Struck on as CEO last year, mining engineer who has worked on the projects in Idaho since 1985, mm-hmm. has advanced and been involved with just about every company that's worked in the area that's drilled holes. So mm-hmm. we have an amazing database from the area. It originally consisted of about 2,000 pages of reports that we've digitized, and then added 3,000 sheets of mapping that have been done dating back to Glamis and coming forward. So we think we've got everything set up to really make this thing rock and roll, as the younger generation says.
And the younger generation. That's what we used to say. No, you know, and I think you're right on target, you know, in saying that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in terms of mining projects in the Northwest, specifically in Idaho, I think you're probably more advanced than almost anyone, other than with a couple of the silver companies over in the Silver Valley, and you're in an entirely different part of the state.
Part of the state, yeah. I think we could safely say that Otis over in East Idaho is doing quite well also, but the Idaho areas that have been previously mined are very friendly for mining. Population mm-hmm. likes the jobs, and the state isn't hard to deal with, so we're going to be there for a while.
Del, one last question. In terms of beefing up, for lack of better terms, the technical team, you mentioned Wilf, mining engineer, you know, I mean, I've met Wilf, I've known Wilf, I guess I should say, you know, for quite some time now, really a competent guy. Anybody else?
We brought Mike Austinson on, who's a professional geologist from Nevada that has done a lot of Carlin trend work and has worked in several mines there. with the idea in mind that this 28-kilometer strike of the shear zone has a lot of the same characteristics as the Korelin had early on. We've got a lot more timber and ground cover, so we don't have the outcrop that they have there. But Mike adds a ton to our ability to pick drill holes. I mean, he hasn't missed actually in sighting a drill hole yet with hitting the trend and finding gold about where he expects to find it, and that's an excellent thing. We also brought along a young lady geologist, master's degree from University of Texas, who's, I call him a technocrat, but she's just a super technical person, and she does all of our geocom modeling. We can model drill result or drill core logging in about real time, which gives us the ability to pick drill sites rapidly. So she's an excellent geologist. So we're adding people as we go.
So things are, yeah, that's interesting. We're going to be doing some updates. We're going to be following this company closely, both on the air and also through some additional video interviews in the future. Got to say, in the interest of full disclosure, a couple of things. Number one, I am highly prejudiced when it comes to talking about premium. Why do I say that? Well, number one, I've known Del and his wife for quite some time now. They're friends of my family's. We are, you know, I mean, we're highly prejudiced in our thoughts about these guys. We have invested, my wife and I have invested in the company. We own stock in the company. They are a sponsor on our website. So what you're getting from me really isn't investment advice, and don't construe it to be that. But what I'm saying is, if you want to find out more information about a company that we're really excited about, click on the premium banner on our website and you get all the information you want. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Al. Appreciate it.